It has been a short while, I think like a week and a half since the last stream, and therefore the last video. So apologies. I'd like to blame it on lots of things. It's a case of just life and time getting away. I do apologise for coming back now, a bit ill, but it's how the world worked out for me today. So, as the title suggests, we're going to go in and carry on with the series today and attempt to get Rattata done. I do plan on hopefully staying on a separate stream afterwards, at least not continuing the same stream, because I do prefer to cut these in to cut them into single VODs and therefore have single videos rather than having to edit them and have them full. I say streams of consciousness, it's really streams of unconsciousness at this point on Twitch, but I think I'm going to go straight in. I think this space really is perfect for what we need. Rattata is a small Pokemon. His tail can get up to here, his face to here, his little paw out here, so I think we're going to be okay. Yeah. So I think we're going to start now. I already hate drawing so close to the edge anyway, but I figure if we can get kind of something started, I just don't know what. So I'm thinking the head is going to go like here, and then the paw will stick out here, a paw will stick out here, which means a body here, a tail here, and then that other leg there. So we should be okay for space. I don't know why I'm panicking. I think I'm panicking because it depends where we start, really. Excuse me. I'm thinking if we make sure that the part that's going to be closest to Pidgeot at least is started. So if I get his little snout, muzzle, nose, get started here, that can go over here to his ear, which means then we can get a whisker coming out here and his ear a bit sharper there, his ear coming out here. That was right. And then that'll lead into his other ear, just here. Let's finish off the mouth. Now this is the first Pokemon so far that's going to have a very similar difference. If you remember at the beginning sort of streams, I was having, not difficulty, but there was a confusion for my hands around like the eyes, etc. There are some Pokemon that had lining on the eyes and some Pokemon that didn't have lining on the eyes, or some Pokemon that only had lining on some part of the eyes. Rattata has two-tone body. There's no line in between to tell me stop colouring up to here, start colouring from here. So we're going to have some fun in A, getting those lines in place carefully, and B, not letting them blend. I've done that either tongue either too big or not low enough, but if we then go this looks so strange already. I mean, Rattata's a pretty strange Pokemon, but as far as the Pokemon that are based on... Really, cat? As far as Pokemon that are based on a base thing like this is a mouse or a rat. But so that's going to have that there, but then part of this is going to be covered by Rattata's whisker, which is going to come from here. We can sort that bit out in the lining, but this is just, yeah, this is strange. But yeah, so the hope is at the end of this stream to end it and then start a second stream and get Rattata out of the way. And then hopefully catch up from, I think I've missed, I want to say like four or five streams. That hand's disgusting, but again, we'll fix that. Yeah, about 4 or 5 streams I think we've missed. So we've got some catching up and some splaining to do. We'll fix these hands as we go. I do not like that mouth, but it can all be fixed in post. Apologise for that snort there, but then we're gonna get, for some reason there's like an arch, a little like arched back bit here that then is immediately ignored for that. Let's go more there. And then the tail. I hate drawing by the edge. Okay. What am I doing? Eyes. Okay, that's not repulsive. I don't mind it. I don't mind it. So I think if we can somewhat edit this in the line, it will be perfect. So I'm going to go in with my drwaing line marker today. Line marker? Line maker. Did I tell you I'm not well? I'm not well. So I figure if we sort of start in the same kind of place, and that is here. I'm just making the mouth look a lot bigger, but it is really big in the artwork. The teeth still do kind of jut out a bit. And then that goes all the way down to the tongue, because that is a bit bigger than my one in the artwork. There you guys, lip. And that's going to go around to there for now. It just looks so strange. Okay. Alright, now, Rattata's head is a bit flatter than I've got here. I have had it, for some reason, coming out a bit more domed. Okay. Then I'm going to stop there for a second so we can come around and do that when we do the whisker. Okay. So there's not really any more putting it off now. I'm not liking this. I just want to put that out there. I'm not liking it. But yeah, looks like some tubby monkey. A bit further. Go a lot further down. So then this is going to come here. And the ear can have that. Which then means, of course, that's going to be one big chunky ear. Okay. It's just horrible, isn't it? Let's be fair. That then is going to be and then just this lovely arm reaching out of his mouth. okay. So I think what we'll do then, well, I think what we're going to do then is give this a rub and see what we're left with, because who knows, once all the pencil work's gone, maybe it's going to look a bit more acceptable for me. The issue is that when things like this happen, most people sort of comment and say, oh yeah, it's really good actually, or really good job, and I never know whether to believe them. Are people just being nice, or do people actually have a different take on it from their sort of site as me? I don't know. And then we have the obvious issue that sometimes I'll come back a few days later and be like, oh, you know what, that wasn't that bad. I think part of it's just the fact that it's my artwork, therefore I don't like it. But no, it is, I'm a bit straight there, but it is better now that the pencil work's gone. So, Rattata's really quite simple, to be fair. He's really quite simple. He's purple, beige, with a little bit of white and pink and red for like accent colours. So I think what we're going to do is... Honestly, I want to just try these and see what they look like, because I'd like to use them. It's a bit more pink than I'd want. What about this one? A bit too dark. It's a cool grey. I don't really like using cool greys for thingies. Okay, well that sucks. I wanted to use the Winsor & Newton ones for this, but none of the colours really work, apart from maybe actually I could do this with the eyes. I just like to use them every now and then just to... Oh, that's real bright. Just so I can A, try them out, and B, make an excuse to buy some more. Although this one doesn't work too bad. So maybe... I think that's what I'm going to do. It's only a tiny little bit. Now I do need to make sure that I keep a small part, but I can fix that with white afterwards. Now I'm trying this out a little bit differently, because the other red that I've got, bear in mind, I've only got the I don't know what it's called, but I've only got 12 Winsor & Newton markers at the moment, so the colours aren't that great. But I'm doing the shadow first, so that I can put this really, really bright red on top of it, and hope, and it has worked, that kind of looks then just like it's the lighter part. And I quite like that actually. That turned out alright. Obviously once I come back then, I can use my chalkboard pen to pop a little white paint on there and just make that a bit more presentable. I'm going to come in and do the other parts now as well, because the rest of the body is so A, big, and B, a bit, not difficult, but it's going to be, oh, that's blue, a bit more, oh, it's really blue, bloody hell. Don't usually use blue-grey. That's really bright. Is it because the sun's out and this is like natural lighting? Who knows? Yeah, what was I saying? I'm going to do the little accents sort of first today. Oh, that's really bright. I'm sure sure you usually use this colour. That's really crazy. Really crazy. Yes, I'm going to do the eye, the teeth, inside the mouth first today. Just to kind of, not get them out of the way, but to get them out of the way. They're the ones that need to sort of go and be done, because the rest of the body is literally 4 colours, 2 purples, 2 beiges. Neither of those really are. No, neither of those work for that. Let's try this. That works for the base. I'm just trying to use a bit of a mixture today as well. It's been a little while since the last stream, and I do want to try and use kind of a mixture of pens today, just to get myself back into using them. I've not been not colouring or drawing in the middle. My son really likes me to draw Pokemon for him. Well, he's getting really good actually. I was really impressed. He wanted to do some drawing and he drew a little Butterfree for himself. And you know, when kids kind of are just a bit crap. And you know, you could be like, oh wow, yes, that blob is lovely. I was so impressed because it actually looked like, it didn't look like Butterfree, but if he could show you the drawing, knowing that he was drawing Pokemon, and you were like, oh my god, is that Butterfree? So I was really happy with that. So that's good. And I want to just go over, only because I like to pretend that it works, with the warm grey. So I do like the Artex White Alps ones. There's just a stronger smell with them than I just realised I haven't done before, just in time. That could have gone wrong. Yeah, there's just a strange smell with them that I don't get with any of the other brands I use. So I do not steer clear of them, but I don't use them as much. That hasn't done anything. But I do try and keep using them. And I do want to get some others, just to, you know, differentiate it a bit. I do like to think, I mean, I want to get some Copic ones at some point. But that is an investment. That is an investment. Just waiting for stream to catch up, because I'm worried actually that I've got... yeah, it has partly been. So let's move. Let's move the camera and get Rattata fully into the frame. And while that's catching up, I need to pick some beiges and some purples. I'm thinking the first thing that stands out to me is Burly Beige, and that works perfectly. These Decotine twin markers are currently irritating me. I've had my thoughts and I've had my comments recently on these streams about TikToks and influencing on people and what they do and what they buy, and it being annoying. But these have currently, and on British TikTok at least, have like blown up a little bit, because the shops that stock them have stocked them and you know, changed. So I bought these a couple of years ago. They now do them in, so these are obviously like a square sort of pen. They now do them in like a triangle form, and they have for about, I want to say like 6 months that I've noticed. And so I've been saying to my fiance a while, like, I'm not mixing squares and triangles. I can't do that, because I like to have mine together and mix the numbers in order. So I would literally have square, triangle, square, triangle, square, triangle, and that's not for me at all. But they've recently got $160. Now, to me, I really want that. To have that and then have the triangles, I don't mind. To have that and have loads of different colours, I really don't mind. Now, I have said if I look at it and it's only got about 10 new colours, I'm probably not going to get it. But if it's got like 20 at least, that's going to be great. I do want to get them, but then they've been out of stock for a little while, because of course, now that the TikTok generation has seen it and decided that this is the new cool thing, everyone suddenly is getting it. Everyone's starting to colour. And I want to make sure it's out there that just because I've started in the last couple of months on Twitch and YouTube, these specifically, and most of these markers now, over the last couple of years, I've had for like 2 years. So, yeah. Not a hipster. Not a TikTok trender. I forgot which, this isn't that one. Yeah, so that's that. So I'm going to do that for the shadow, so I want like a base then. I'm thinking actually just fruit pink next to it, maybe. It's a bit too pinky. What about Hazelwood? I actually that works really well. It's the dark tone. So I'm going to go in with Barely Beige for the base colour and Hazelwood for the shadow. The Hazelwood's a bit more of a yellowy tone, but I think it works. I just need to look at then potentially getting a bit of a grey, more greyish tone for another shadow, because the underbelly and inside the ears seems to have a bit of a darker like grey undertone. Now this is going to be where the sort of quote unquote fun comes in, because again there's no lines, there's just kind of a stop in colour where suddenly it switches to the purples. So it's going to be quite interesting. I've not had to do this before. It's been very much draw by lines. I'm taking a little bit of artistic liberty here and using that line around the around the nostril, just to give me a bit of a marking, because that one doesn't, part of the nostril is purple, which makes no sense, but also it's a Pokemon, it does make sense, let's be fair. This is really strange. So then the little paws / hands. And just in case anyone's wondering, I've mentioned it a few times, but I'll mention it again. Alolan Rattata, Alolan Raticate, they're not getting done in this set of drawings. They'll be done when their regional form came out, so they'll be done in the Alola Pokedex. How I'm going to do that in order, I do not know. But yeah. I'm really not sure actually, because actually Megaforms, Gigantamax forms are one different thing. Convergent forms are a completely different thing. So for like Diglett and Wiglet, they'll be in their own because Wiglet is its own Pokemon. For Alolan Rattata and Alolan Raticate, I don't know what to do, because or like, you know, regional forms in general, because they don't have their own number. They still have Rattata's number in the national dex. When it comes to, say, Zigzagoon, that's what then throws me a little bit, because I'd love to do Rattata, Alolan Rattata, Raticate, Alolan Raticate now, because they're regional forms of this number, and this video is called number 19, so I should be doing Rattata, then Rattata, then Raticate, then Raticate. But let's say I get to Zigzagoon, and suddenly I'm doing Zigzagoon, Galarian Zigzagoon, Linoon, Galarian Linoon, and then what? I've got to wait till later for Obstagoon to come in. I just don't know. And I'm at the point now where I don't really have a choice but to decide, so... And I think I'll come back to you on that. I'll come back to you on that, that's what I'll do. I will come back to you. Right. So, now let's get in and do some shadows on the beige. And this is a little more of a sort of, you know, orange and then a yellowy kind of tone than Rattatas. Rattatas are more understated and kind of like a greyish, whitish colour. But I think I mentioned a couple of times before, realistically, I mean, I'm sure there are somewhere in the world, but at the very least, the markers I have the choice of using, that's not an option really. They don't have as much, you know, kind of toneless tones, if that makes sense. Obviously this is the shadow, and then has its own extra shadow, same as most of the underbelly. And to be fair, a lot of the face has this kind of covered up. It's only really here under the eye, strangely, and a little bit on the mouth. So I'm gonna, don't like the mouth area at all, but oh well. So there's like a bit of belly there that's not covered in the double shadow. This whole foot here is in shadow. Just kind of the tips of this. Okay. I'll come back and do an even darker shadow. Excuse me, later. I think I'm going to try. It's a bit blue. No, it's greyish blue. I think I'm going to try and do 3 tones here for Rattata on the body. That's perfect. Dark violet light. What about this? No, it's very dark. Very dark. Mentha, piperita. Awesome, yeah, like that. And then I just need a shadow. Shadow. Is that too pinky? Oh, way too pinky. I love that colour there. What's lavender like? Did I try that already? Yeah. What would that look like actually? Let's get some extra bit here. So if this were the base, and then this were the body, and this with a shadow. No, not good at all. And that's not going to work for a shadow. But what about just that for the undertone then? It does darken it. I'm putting a pale hibiscus back. What about greyish blue on top of that then? Actually, that works really well. Perfect. So I'm going to go with the Ohuhu Oahu range series. I'm going to go in, I think, with dark violet light for the base colour / highlight-ish area, mentha piperita or piperita as then the next colour on top of that, the sort of medium colour, and then greyish blue as the shadows, and we'll see how that works out. It's a lovely colour. I'm trying to very carefully go around this this area. To be fair, this could have worked as the no, yeah, it's a bit less saturated, I suppose is a good term, but I like this is the undertone, and we're practicing, you know, we're trying. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Definitely not bot. Lovely, thank you. I'll definitely go there right now. Right. Just the tail to go. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to go in now with mentha piperita, and basically just go over for now the what normally I would have called the sort of base colour, but I suppose and that's just what I need. That is more purple. So I'm hoping that once this then sort of blends in a bit more, this can seem a bit more like a highlight. And if not, we know we can't do it that way next time. But if I can start getting into doing sort of you know, 3 colours in my Pokemon, then hopefully we'll be already starting in a better place for it. I don't think I will stream again after this for a couple of reasons. One, I'm not feeling well, so I would like to rest a little bit. But 2, I think I'm going to take some serious time to sit and consider what I'm doing next. Am I doing Rattata or am I doing Alolan Rattata? It's one of those strange things, because I know, for example, when I come to do Unknown, I'm going to do all the Unknown. I'm going to try and make it like a special or something, I think, but what a banana. I'm supposed to leave some here of the colour underneath, but I was too busy talking. Story of my life. And then Vivian, I absolutely have no idea what I'm going to do with Vivian. I'm probably just going to do, same as Alcrin, I'm just going to do the main. Because they're just like colours and patterns, and I don't think I'm going to have the energy to draw. Oh, bloody hell, I don't know, like, how many Alchemys are there friggin' hell? How many Vivians are there? Excuse me. So we'll see how that ends up working, but right, this is going to look gross now because it's not going to match, but I don't care. I forgot. Okay, then I'm going to come in with greyish blue then to finish off the sort of darker parts as the actual shadow. I don't know if we can really tell the difference in this. I mean, it's there, you can. It's just not a massive difference. But then I suppose, are there ever massive differences in Pokemon? Not really. But yes, I think I'm going to take some time today and tomorrow, because I'm going to stream tomorrow, and tomorrow I'll have my decision of what I'm going to do. And I think, to be fair, it's probably just smarter at this point if we do the regional forms with their original forms, and then do like regional evolutions in their own region where they were introduced. Same as we're saying, I'm only going to do, say, Mega Evolutions in the region they're introduced. Yes, regional differences were introduced in, say, Alola, but the Pokemon weren't introduced, their forms were. I don't know. I'm talking myself in and out of it at the moment, which is not what I wanted to do. It's what I want to do is just sit and think and talk to some IRL friends and just kind of decide. But I think I might end up doing it that way, so that Alola and Rattata would be next, for example. And then like Meowth, for example, I'd be doing Meowth, Alola Meowth and Galarian Meowth, but then Persian and Alolan Persian, and wait until Galar for Berserker, because that makes more sense for me. Okay, now all I need to do is find. Why are you still there? All I need to do is find a nice kind of grey. I'm thinking this one already to add to those beige areas. Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I found myself wishing this was thicker and didn't jut out as much, but oh well. And almost all of this is this nice sort of grey tone. Same as this foot. I'm gonna use the brush here just because it's gonna blend a bit better, even though it's dried. Awesome. I think what I'm going to do before we finish though is just blob on a little extra white on Rattata's eye. There we go, that's better. And that's that then. So I think we're going to end there. I think I am going to come back and do Alola and Rattata, but I am going to take some time just to relax, rest,